All right. Good morning. We got ourselves another decent day, another hot day here. Got some stocks and moving and ripping. I have already traded. And what's up on life? Good morning. And I've already made a $114 profit today on SUNW. So I'm decently happy with this. Uh, I apologize. I apologize for the late stream. After 2 days of losses, starting a New Year's off with losses, I decided I need to focus and get a decent win on this small account. So I just wanted to be completely focused and not stream it if I was going to make a trade. I kind of wish I would have now because I traded this, you know, pretty good. I did a pretty good entry and exit execution on this stock. So very happy with the trade. But yeah, I just felt like I don't know, maybe the 2 weeks of holidays and stuff just had me out of it. Like I could not focus, and I am looking at some real estate investments too. So my mind has been on that quite a bit. Uh, because I was looking at about 5 or 6 different properties, and my day trading mind wasn't there. That's why I was making the bad trades, and I knew that. I felt it. Like every morning when I was sitting down. I mean, it's only 2 mornings in a row, but every morning that I was sitting down, I just felt like I wasn't there. I wasn't into it, and that showed in my trading. It showed like I just did. Yesterday was really stupid. And Monday might not have been as terribly stupid. It just wasn't good. Just a waste. So this morning I just needed that time to focus and really get my mind back on day trading and focus. And so I'm back. I feel better. I needed to get a win in, a non, I don't want to say non distraction win because the stream is not a distraction. I can trade while I'm streaming. I've done it several times already, plenty of times. But in this case, the way my mind state was, I just needed to get focused back in on day trading. The real estate really had my mind off of it, and it was really causing me to be undisciplined. So that's what all that's about. We can go over this trade real quick, just so you guys can see what happened. I put the arrows in right around where I sold and entered. But for the last 2 days, we've seen dollar stocks running uh, around 837. So I saw Sun SUNW had a pretty decent press release, and it was above the VWAP right here, right out the gate. So I waited to see if it was going to hold the VWAP, and I waited through this candle here, and then when it came back up, yeah, definitely. But when it came back up and showed that it had strength and it was holding the VWAP, I got in right around here in this green candle for about as like $1.60. I think it was $1.59 was my actual entry, but it was right in this candle, $1.59, $1.60, and I wrote it up here. I almost sold on this candle, but I was like, there's not really any resistance right here, so I don't think this is it on this stock. And so then I held it all the way through these red candles. Even for this quick dip, down here in this quick dip, I was down about $20. But I was like, I'm not jumping out of this yet because I drew this trend line. I was like, this trend line's starting to kind of form. I think we're good. And then we got this one more bounce off of this VWAP and this trend line for a nice run up. And I sold up here in this candle somewhere in this wick. When this went all the way up to 204 and I saw it wasn't going to break 204, I sold and got out in this area. So nice $114 win. You can see that right there. Small account challenge is now up to 886. I was down from that loss on Monday to under $800, so this was a nice win to get me back ahead on the New Year's. So not too far away from 1,000. Trying to get this bad boy to 1,000. And you can see since then, SUNW kind of died off, but it's been that same trend though. You see, I got in right before 837. 837, it starts getting the rip, and then we get one nice rip. It didn't do the halt or any of that. That's what I was really hoping for. I was looking for maybe this to get halted, but it couldn't. And I figured this was probably going to be the end of it because they've been ripping quick and they've been dropping off. So when $2 didn't break, I was like, "Yep, time to get out of this. Lock in this profit. Make it a good Wednesday." So that's all you guys missed. Not too terribly much. This is just a pretty predictable play because of what's happened this week. The two runners we've had this week. The biggest difference was SUNW had an actual press release, which made me way more comfortable to play it than actually jumping in one of those pump and dumps. But let's take a look and see what else is going on. WAFU potential U-shape. If it can break back above this VWAP. You do have the 200 down here at 233. WAFU's up quite a bit, but WAFU could get going. SUNW went over that. SAVA, I think I even said yesterday to watch SAVA because it was going to drop down to this 9 EMA and it could get a bounce off, and you can see it did get a bounce off all the way up $1.50 right now. So at this point on SAVA, you gotta kind of, you do have a bit of a trend line. One Life you're in on. Oh, what was my entry on SUNW? It was down here, this little yellow area. Right here was my entry. Because we've been having those dollar rippers around 837. Remember, I called that out yesterday. I said, okay, both of these stocks that ripped that were $1 were, they ripped around 837. And so I got in when this VWAP showed that it was going to hold up. Because it opened up, came above the VWAP, had a quick pullback, and then once this fourth candle in, once this candle showed it was holding the VWAP, that's where I got in, right above the VWAP at like 159. Right in here, right in this green candle. And when I do the recap, you'll see my actual orders, and I'm pretty sure it was 159. It's right around 159. But yeah, that was my entry on SUNW, and then this yellow arrow here is where I sold. Well, this pullback right here, is that what you're talking about, Sways? Because I didn't get in before this pullback. I waited after this pullback for it to confirm the VWAP was going to hold the support. But yeah, this pullback here, this one, like I said, I drew a trend line. As soon as I saw these couple of red candles and it cracked below the VWAP, I drew this trend line, and I gave it a chance before I hopped out. Because it was quick. It was a quick drop down, like I said, and I was down about $20. So I hopped out. I didn't hop out, but I thought about hopping out, but I was like, if this pops right back above the trend line, then I'll be good. So I held it. I gave it a chance with this trend line. I figured this trend line would probably hold up, because this run from here, from 157 to 181, like I said, there wasn't any resistance right here, unless it was in pre-market. Yeah, no. So once it got up, because that right there is some resistance at 179, but this actually went a little higher. So other than that pre-market resistance, I knew there wasn't much more resistance up to $2. And we've been getting those rips. So yeah, that's the play there. One life you're in WAFU. Where'd you get in at on WAFU? Just out of curiosity. SUNW was very nice and easy, and I was able to capitalize on it because I got my mind stayed back and focused on it. It was very well executed, I believe. In my in my humble opinion, for the way I traded yesterday and Monday, it was very well executed. I'm not I'm taking full credit for SUNW. I'm happy with that win. But yeah, Wafu Wafu I thought had some potential myself this morning. I just I was just going off of that basis of we've seen two stocks 2 days in a row run around 837 that were dollar stocks. That's what I was basing that whole thing off of. Because it's kind of been a weird week to start off. We're switching. Like December was a little bit different than what we're having right now. So I was just looking for that adaptation to the market to try to figure it out. But yeah, I thought Wafu had some potential. Uh, the only thing that made me weird about Wafu was this first press release. It says Education Group Limited to develop online education platform. That the limited in there kind of made me feel not so great about it. The first one I read was this middle one, and it says group to develop online education platform for whatever that is, Polytechnical College. And I was like, cool, that's pretty cool. But when I read that one there, the first one, I saw limited to. And usually limited, if you're limited to do something, that's usually not a good thing. So that's why uh, I kind of veered away from Wafu. I just didn't like that one word in there. The limited bothered me. You traded Wafu before and got burnt? What are you in at, One Life? What's your entry on this? Oh, okay, never mind. You don't have to repeat that. I see it here. I didn't see that. 308 first 5 minute green candle. Let me see. Let's see if I can figure out where you're at here. Oh, right here? Okay. And you sold part at 326. That's not bad. I think you're okay though. Because you are coming back, even on the 5 minute, you can see this is a pretty clear U shape. I think it will get up to the VWAP. We've not really seen a lot of VWAP U-shaped breaks though this week. We've seen them come up to the VWAP and get held up there, so I would be thinking about that when it comes up to the VWAP if it gets up there. It looks like it's going to try. Yeah, Mark's saying CEI. CEI's been a little warm stock all winter. Yeah, and CEI you do have a little VWAP break and 200-day moving average. Your best entry would have been at this re-break right here, around 350. Um, you've got a lot of resistance right here in this 375 area. A lot of resistance. Because you can see yesterday, if you draw a line, like right here where it's at, it looks like it's going to break it though. Hey, there you go. Maybe. Whoops. Oh yeah, I've still got my arrows on. Trying to draw this line. Drawing tool. There we go. So yeah, you can see right here. You've got a lot of resistance. It didn't get over here. It dropped down, came back up, got held up there, drop back down. So, but it looks like it's busting right through here. And $4 is going to be some more resistance on this. But that 375 area should hold up as some support now that it's broke through 390 or 375. I would say you might get some consolidation right here at $4 before it breaks $4. See, Wafu's still not getting it yet. Nice little pullback. Yeah, CEI is making a nice move. But yeah, your best entry would have been back here though. Either at the break of the 200 at 350 or the break of the VWAP. Well, they were kind of right together, but still right in here, this area. That's your best entry. Wafu is Wafu. Oh man, yeah. It looks like Wafu's starting to break down some here. You definitely want Wafu to hold $3. If it can't hold $3, that could be a problem. But ooh, looks like it's cracking down. Ooh, yeah. Let's see. 290 is kind of the bottom of it right there. Yeah, Wafu's looking very sketchy right now. It's looking like it could go either way at this point. Like it might crack down. But these lows are a little bit higher than these lows. So there's still a chance for Wafu. Just right now at this current moment, it is looking a little weak. But it is starting to get back over 3. If it can get back over 3 and stay over 3. Yeah, there you go. So you still got a chance on this. I don't know if you hopped out or not. I wouldn't blame you if you hopped out, but you still have a chance. Let's see. Let's go look back at CEI, see what it's doing. Yeah, so like I said, CEI is going to have this consolidation. A lot of big sellers at $4. So if you're in on this, just know you've got a lot of sellers. You've got 16,000 shares on one seller, and then there was a bunch of other sellers. So $4 is going to be tough. You're kind of getting a little bit of a flag here. Actually, I guess technically it'd be like something like this at $4. It is an upward flag, so you might get the $4 break on CEI. But just keep in mind, if you're thinking about entering this, there's the VWAP is way down here, so you don't really have much support besides that 375. And still at that point, still pretty low. Oh yeah, so it actually cracked this flag here, so now it doesn't look like it's going to break that $4 mark right now. There's a lot of resistance at $4. Oops. PULG plug. I think that's a Plug Power. Yeah, it's a decent sized company. So Plug probably has a bigger float than what we're normally playing, I would imagine. Because this is not technically, I don't think I would consider this a penny stock. Because you can see when they have this little emblem on the chart, like this one says Plug Power and it's got their logo, like normally these stocks are not your typical penny stock. But yeah, you could just play this on a trend line. I mean, you can see easily here. You've got a trend line on this. But yeah, you can see too from 375 to 414. That's a good move, but over a span of almost an hour, that's pretty slow. So you could easily play this on a trend line. Wait for it to come back down because it might slowly climb like this all day. Oh, they got a fuel cell contract win too yesterday. So anything to do with fuel right now and oil and all that stuff. I mean, it's a fuel cell. I don't think that's necessarily the same thing though. Actually, I'll be honest. I really don't know. I don't know what a fuel cell is. I've heard of fuel cells, but I don't really know exactly what that means. I'd have to research that. I would assume that it has something to do with oil and fuel, but I could be very wrong. But either way, this would be an easy trend line play. I see we got some more people in the chat so far. If you're just joining us, I did already trade today. I made a $114 profit on SUNW. So I don't have a lot of funds left at this point. I got $132. So I'm just doing the stream and talking through some stocks and stuff. Seeing what else we get ripping if you just joined us. What now? New play? I'm not sure what you mean, Daniel. I'm not catching what you're saying there. PIXY still didn't get up there. Let's see, Wafu is still staying in this $3 range. Not quite back up to the VWAP yet. Still a little sketchy, but at least it's holding up $3, so that's a good thing. You want to see it a little sketchy there still, though. You really want to see this start getting up to this 320 area here soon. If it stays on $3 and keeps testing this $3 support, it's going to crack. I'd say in another 5 minutes, maybe more, you want to see this up to that 315, 320 area. Let's see, what did MILF do? A bunch of L's. Oh, this is Cool Holdings. They changed their name. That's not a surprise. Ugly 1 minute chart. But this guy popped up from, I mean, this is weird. Popped up from around 139 all the way up to 315, but I don't know how you trade this. It's very ugly, no volume. I'll say Wafu's starting to come up a little bit. MTP, you've basically got a nice easy bounce play or re-entry of this 200 right here. You could have got in. So 200 would have held there. Not much there going on now. See, Wafu's starting to come up again. So yeah, this is what you want to see. You want to see this climbing back up to that 320 area. So that's good. Wafu's looking good. If it can keep climbing. Looks like it's going to try. Let's see what's going on with this. I have no idea. It looks ugly. APLT had a nice rip, $30 to $40. Yeah, that's a $10 rip there. A very quick rip. So we've had some decent rippers. See, Yuma came back up again. I was looking at Yuma to come back up because it had this big pullback. 384 up to 480, so that's pretty good. It's almost $1. $1 that Yuma ripped. See, Wafu's still looking a little sketchy. Needs to keep coming up. One little pullback is fine, but you don't want this to pull back much more. Wafu's kind of all over the place right at this second. See, did any of these other guys do anything? Yeah, Sava went on its run. I talked about SAVA, TRXC, JA, GX. Yeah, none of these did it. None of these other ones did anything. CTIB. No volume on it whatsoever. So yeah, right now I'm not really seeing anything. PIXY maybe if you've got a bigger account. PIXY is in between the VWAP and the 200 right now. If you get this break over the VWAP, PIXY could start moving pretty good. Very low float. Very low float. So, little potential there. Oh, there you... Let's see. Oh, never mind. I looked at the screen too fast. Let's see. Man, it looks like PIXY might break here. It's trying to. And it's coming up here. Let's see what happens. And now you're above the VWAP, so PIXY actually looking pretty decent. If the VWAP can hold at this point. Like I said, the best entry would have been right back here when it was in between. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. So we're getting some predictability back in this market. I like it. Because that easily could have been, $2 or $3 a share right there on this little pop above the VWAP. On PIXY. Let's see. It has resistance. Let's see, where's the resistance at? I'm trying to figure out. 25 is definitely going to be some resistance. I'm trying to see 23. No, I think 23.89, maybe 24, maybe a little resistance, but I think you could possibly see 25 on this. I think 25 will be pretty strong resistance, but this might get up to 25, so if you happen to get in this where I was saying that back here, I mean, you're already up pretty good right now. Oh, this might get halted. Is this going to get halted? At 24 on the... I think it got halted. Did this get halted? If this didn't get halted, it's about to. No, it got halted. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful play, man. I don't know if anybody got in on that, but that was a sweet play if you had a bigger account. Very predictable, man. Very predictable. Did anybody get in on that? Might be a little bit too big for everybody to try to get into, but I mean that's right now the this is probably going to gap up over 25, but like right there from where I said up, that's a $5 rip, man. That's a good rip. That would have been a good play. Very predictable. Let's see what Wafu's doing. I actually want to see where PIXY comes out of that halt at. I want to see how much that's going to rip. Too rich for your blood? That's what I was saying. It was for a bigger account, but it had the potential to get on a nice move. And Wafu's still just going sideways for sure. Let's see. When this get halted? 9:33, so we got about 3 more minutes on this. What did I say? 9:33. Yeah, okay. So 9:38. 9:38 is when that should come out of that halt, and I want to see what it does. Wafu's still doing nothing. SUNW is done. So move that now. How many drawings did I put up there? So SAVA, it's just kind of going sideways right now at this point. Pretty much. Looks like $8 bullet is pretty good support. But I don't know if I would touch this right now. I mean, I guess you could put it on a trend line. Yeah, there's a trend line on it. So you could play this on a trend line if you wanted to. Potentially. Or you can play it off the VWAP. It's just really high up right now. I wouldn't probably mess with it too much. So let's see. You still got about a minute on PIXY. I don't see much else going on, so see where PIXY goes out of this halt. See, I think we'll get the gap up to 25. And if it breaks above that, if it gaps up and starts shooting straight up, you really don't have any resistance until $30. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. You do have resistance. You have resistance at the 200-day moving average at 27.94. So, if you did get on this and you're thinking about it, you might want to think about selling at that 27.94. CEI is running again. Let's see, we should be about out of this halt. I want to see what this does out of this halt, and then I'll look at CEI. I'll go ahead and put CEI over here. Let's see real quick. Oh yeah, CEI, pretty easy, predictable bounce off of this trend line, or not trend line, but the VWAP. So you might look for this to start climbing back up to that $4 area, but $4 is going to be a lot of resistance. There was a lot of big sellers there. So let's see. Oh, it didn't gap up at all. There it goes. Now it's starting to move. Oh, right through 25, up to 26.40. Oh, man. Is this going to get halted again? Looks like this is going to get halted again here. Oh, no, maybe not. No, it didn't. So, yeah, it looks like 25 is still holding up as some resistance. Big spread. Very big spread on this. Up over 26 now. Let's see. Ask is at 27. Bids at 27. 27.94 is where that resistance is going to be at. So basically 28. And you can see it almost got up there. It's going to have a lot of trouble with that 200-day moving average. And you can see there. So this might have to start consolidating again because this was a pretty nice rip from that 20 area all the way up to 27. Probably going to need to consolidate. Looks like 25 is holding up its support though. Let's check out CEI again, see what it's doing. Still just slowly climbing. It does look like you can throw CEI on a trend line here. Right along there, something like that. Got the trend line there. Potentially. See, this was a quick little bounce off the trend line. You might be getting another bounce right here. The CEI is just... CEI is a... no, it's not. I was thinking that was a... No, it's F-cell I'm thinking of. Never mind. So as low as... See here. Yeah, so it does look like you're going to get that bounce. One Life, are you in on CEI? Because you could have got in right at this VWAP and the trend line here. This would have been a nice little easy entry for about 30 cents so far. You just want to... Come on. Why is it not letting me extend it? What's going on here? Okay, for some reason it's not letting me extend my... Okay, alright, I already did it. Let's see, PIXY. Looks like PIXY might still try at 200-day moving average. It's all over the place right now. Kind of a little flaggy, maybe a little U-shapey. I don't know. Let's see. Let me spread it out and see. I don't know. You actually kind of have a trend line on PIXY right now. A little bit. It's a steep, steep trend line though. See, Wafu's coming back up again. Back up to that 310 area. Still not a lot of volume. But this is interesting right now. We have several stocks that have some potential to rip some more. CEI, Wafu. If Wafu can keep coming back up. PIXY. Yeah, actually, kind of got a bull flag here on PIXY. And let's see, Wafu actually. One Life, if you got out of this, I bet you're like, you probably did get out of it. I would imagine down here in this pullback. But I mean, it's still kind of going sideways though. It's still not worth really. And back all the way back down to 3 again. Oh, you're still in Wafu? Okay. You're just holding on for the ride, huh? It's definitely a ride on Wafu. You can see it's went down, up, down, up, down, up in the same little area. Not sure why though. It still has potential yet, man, as long as it holds up $3. But it really needs to get up to this VWAP soon. It's like struggling to get up there. It hasn't stopped you out yet. Well, I don't know. It could keep... It might go sideways for a little bit longer, and then it might get a rip out of nowhere. You never know. Stocks have been Kind of weird lately. Yeah, you can see this trend line on CEI though. You can see it bounced there, bounced there, bounced there, bounced there. Little bounces, but not very big bounces. But the trend line's holding up. Yeah, there's not really. You're right about that. There's not really any range for Wafu. Let me look at this on a 5 minute, see if I see anything. No, still I don't really see anything on this. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much of a pattern on Wafu. You have a little bit of a incline here coming up, but not much of an incline. But if it keeps slowly building, if this incline keeps slowly going up, you could be, you might be in an all-day hold one life. You might be. You're stuck in the middle. Let's see, CEI coming back up to $4 here. It's rode right up this trend line here. I got a hair on my face, but it's going right up this trend line, right up to $4. So potentially, I'd like to see if this is going to break $4. Look at Wafu. What are you doing now, Wafu? Yeah, Wafu slowly back up there again. Just kind of staying in that same area, up and down, up and down. I want to see if CEI is going to break $4 if this trend line holds up. Well, it's looking a little sketchy here. If this trend line cracks, you're going to see us back down to the VWAP, maybe even the 200. We really want that trend line to hold up. See, there is kind of what the PIXY do. So your flag was actually a bear flag. It cracked the flag. It came all the way back down to the VWAP. So we're not really getting a lot of breakouts today. Well, I won't say that. We've had several breakouts, but we're not getting any continuation breakouts. Like it looks like stocks are not continuing to break. They'll break for a little bit and then they just crack down. Now, SUNW doesn't have a lot of volume right now. But if it breaks back above the 200, excuse me, you might be able to get a play on this. I wouldn't expect a ton out of it, but if it breaks the 200 and holds, you might see it get back up to that 170 area if volume starts coming back in. Just a thought. See, in Wafu, once again, whoops. I messed up that little trend line. There we go. Somewhat of a trend line. Yeah, so Wafu's still not doing much. CEI cracking the trend line, so we're getting a lot of cracking here. Still kind of holding up 380 though. NRBO, nothing there. NEWA. This guy got halted on the way up at some point. See, MTP, what's going on? MTP. So, MTP, it met primary endpoints. It's breaking the 200 now. So, you could look, not a lot of volume on it. But if you look back here in pre-market, you can see it came down to this 200 and it bounced off. And then you can see it cracked below the 200 and it had a pull, it had a nice run up. And it popped down below again and had another nice run up. So if it gets back above the 200, potentially could have a play there. It's kind of pulling back a little bit here, but if it can come back up and get over that 120 mark, that 200 day, you can see this possibly climb back to the VWAP. There's only 6 cents room between there and the VWAP, so it wouldn't be that big of a climb. Let's see, CEI going to try it. Yeah, so the trend line still held up on CEI. It went below it a little bit, unless my trend line's wrong. Let me readjust it and make sure. No, I kind of like my trend line better where it was at. But still, it's kind of on a trend line. Wafu's kind of right on that little line, that little slow upward trend it was on. And SUNW did jump back above the 200 here. So, with a little volume that came in, could potentially look for something small here. So what MTP do? MTP couldn't get over yet. But yeah, it looks like SUNW is slowly climbing back. It's got a little buying volume, 5,000 shares at $1.55. He's slowly getting taken out though. Oh, there you go. Ooh, a decent amount of buying volume just came in on this. Got some big buyers there. Decent sized buyers anyway. So yeah, already on this 200 day rebreak here, got to move up from about 153 to 158 so far. Now, I don't think this is going to go straight up to the VWAP. I think it's got to climb slowly, but that's a good sign if it can continue to climb up. And Wafu again. Wafu is slowly building up. Like extremely slowly. There's enough buying pressure in Wafu that it just keeps slowly holding up and slowly climbing up. And SUNW got all the way up to 160 there. So yeah, that would have been a decent A decent little entry right here at the re-break. We got 7 cents so far. Let's see, CEI, did it? No, CEI still hasn't got back up to that $4 mark yet. But CEI, you're gonna want to wait and see how many sellers is at $4 in case it gets held up again at $4. So right now we've got WAFU slowly climbing up, and we've got SUNW slowly climbing up. Now we've got, what is that, 6 green candles in a row on SUNW, so I would look for I look for it to start to pull back here, maybe. A little pullback in the next candle or so. Okay, so now we are almost, if WAFU jumps over 315, it looks like it's going to. Yeah, it did. So we might be getting a break on WAFU soon. One Life, you might be in there. That's the highest it's been since 850 at 325 area. It looks like there's some resistance at 325. So it's going to have to break through 325 and then the VWAP. But if it can get through 325 and the VWAP, it's got room all the way up to 362. See, SUNW still slowly climbing back. So let's see what happens with WAFU here. Let's see if One Life gets him a big win, or One Life you're in on SUNW at 158. That might not be bad. You still in on WAFU? Let's see if it breaks here. I'd like to see WAFU break, not only for One Life's sake, but just for, we're coming right up to 325. Let's see. Big seller at 326. And he's slowly getting taken out. I think we're going to see it. Maybe not right this second, but here, next candle or two, we might see this get over 325. If it's going to try some more. A lot of red just came in on the time and sells. A lot of selling. Yeah, all the way back down to 3. Didn't quite. Oh man, all the way back down to 303. And now we're back up to 313. So I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen with WAFU here. It looked like it was going to try to get to the VWAP, and then it just had a nice sell-off. The sell-off might kill it, because I had momentum up to the VWAP. That was a pretty big pullback, though. No, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. See, SUNW. So, yeah, there's that red candle I was saying that it would need to have a pullback after 6 green candles in a row. But you got a good little healthy pullback there, and just kind of sitting there. I think a lot of the attention right at this second has shifted over to WAFU. Good place to short at the 325 there. If But yeah, I think a lot of attention right this second has shifted to Wafu. So we want to see what happens if it's going to stay here. This was more of a pullback than I would have liked to seen on Wafu. I mean, that's almost a 30-cent pullback on that candle. Why it was gaining momentum. So Wafu's probably going to need a few more minutes to come back up to recover off of that drop. Stop loss on SUNW $1.47, and you're in at $1.58. You might be all right. You might be right on SUNW. There's not a ton of volume right now, but it has broke this downtrend, so. And you don't really have a lot of resistance between it and the VWAP, and you do have the 200 at support. So, might be a little bit longer of a play on SUNW at this point, but it should be all right there. Let's see, Wafu hit that $3 mark. So actually, this pullback is still going on Wafu. And it may, if it cracks this line here, may be over for Wafu. Looking a little weak. Wafu might crack here. Let's see. Trend line's right at $3, and $3 is support as well. So you got plenty of support there. But if that support cracks, this is gonna drop off pretty hard, I would imagine. Let's see, CEI. CEI is still kind of going sideways, consolidating right before that $4 mark. So this is actually a good thing. If CEI can continue to hold up 380 as support, it's kind of a consolidation channel between 380 and $4 there. SUNW is just kind of consolidating right now. Wafu is looking like it just does not know what it wants to do. Okay, a little bounce there off that trend line, so now you got this selling out. Wafu might be able to get back up there. Let's see, PIXY at a decent pullback. PIXY looking like it's going to re-break the VWAP here. We're just going to try. And you see that's 200-day moving average held up as support. So you could have got a little bounce play on this from 2160 up to 2325 so far. So PIXY might get a little pop off of this VWAP. This re-break. I don't know if I'd expect a whole lot out of it, but maybe up to 24. If it does break the VWAP. See, CEI. CEI got 394. So we're still kind of in this Wafu's a POS. One Life is so mad at Wafu right now. The salt is real, One Life. I can feel the salt coming through my screen here, my monitor. I can feel your blood pressure on the Wafu. I know how you feel. There's several stocks that I know better than to play because they never agree with me. But yeah, we got several different plays that potentially could get some movement, and that's what we're kind of waiting here to see. But we'll give the stream about 15 more minutes here. I need to I need to get the recap done. I'm gonna have to do the recap for today and Monday. I'm gonna do them together. Be a double recap. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and think about those and get those in while we're watching these. Like I said, I give about 10, 15 more minutes. So about 10, 15, 10, 20, something like that. If there's anything you guys want me to go over or talk about, just go ahead and get it in. See the PIXY get that little pop? Nope, it couldn't pop over the VWAP. Decent pullback there. So PIXY is looking a little sketchy. Do have a bit of a trend line you could kind of draw on this. Well, maybe not anymore. Let's see, Wafu. SU and W still right there in that one. It's holding above the 200, which is good. We want to see it hold above the 200. See CEI slowly creeping back up here. See, how much do I got left? 130? I don't think there's anything worth me. Okay. Yeah, go take a break, One Life. Go take a breather. Hopefully it's not as cold in where One Life is at in Michigan as it is here. Because it is pretty cold today in Wisconsin. We've had a pretty mild winter thus far, but it has been today it's really gotten cold. So yeah, CEI. I don't think so, One Life. I know that me and you are the only ones who are showing that there's at least 6 or 7 viewers. I don't know. I know nobody's really said anything in a while, but it looks like there's some other viewers, some other people watching right now, buddy. So there you go. Wait for the gap up. So here's what I think about our market conditions right now, and this is why I was able to capitalize on SUNW this morning. I think you either have to. Yeah, anybody watching? Can we get a little shout out in the chat? Little here, little woo or hey or yo or what's up or hi, something like that. Or a 1 or a 2, just to kind of get a little interaction going for some reason. But yeah, what I think about there you go. Sways is in here. I see you, Sways. He's been patiently watching. But yeah, I know there's more of you in here than that. I can see it. I can see it in my YouTube thing. But here's what I think. This is what I'm thinking with our market conditions, and this is why. And like I said, this is why. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about too, Daniel B. Because I start, I'm not gonna blame my losses Monday and Tuesday on the market being kind of choppy and sketchy because I just made stupid trades. That's just me. But the market has been pretty ugly. Um, but I think our market conditions have changed. They've changed from November and December. They were kind of the same, kind of, kind of the same thing for those 2 months. And now here in January, we're seeing a lot of kind of chaos at the beginning of the market. The first 30 minutes is kind of chaos. So you've got to look for the some type of pattern to play it in that first 30 minutes. And while SUNW didn't really have the type of candlestick pattern per se, the pattern I'm talking about is a trend pattern. Like I said, stocks that are around $1 uh, ripped Monday at 837, Tuesday at 837, and then today kind of the same thing with SUNW. You kind of got that same type of move. So I think that is a little sketchy, but I think we have to if you're going to trade in the first 30 minutes, I think you really have to get your entries in the first 10 minutes of the market. I think you have to get your entries in while things are low. So like SUNW 157, 159 where I got in that area, that's not that high of an entry. That's pretty low considering the rest of the pre-market. And it's right there at the VWAP. So I think that's what you gotta do. You gotta get the entry in the first 10 minutes. Look for some type of decent little entry, and then wait for the big rip, and then sell. And then after the first, that's very possible. But I think that first 10 minutes of the market, you have to look for an entry on something, and then after that, like 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, from what I've been seeing, you're just gonna have to fill things out because we're getting U shapes and possible U shapes and things like that, but a lot of them are not breaking. So I think if you don't get in something in the first 10 minutes, I think you've got to wait and then fill things out. That's that's my that's my take on these market conditions. What's up, David Hopper? We have to adapt to these market conditions right now. But yeah, that whole thought process is what made me trade SUNW this morning. You played PIXY, David Hopper? Where did you trade PIXY at? $19, nice. So he got in really low. You must have got in right in this area. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, David. I saw PIXY right through here. I didn't have any funds to trade it on a small account. I wouldn't trade this anyway, but congratulations to David. Got him a win today. A nice big win. Nice big win on PIXY. So congrats to him on that. But yeah, I think that's where we're at though. I think we've got to wait things out. If you're not in the first 10 minutes on something, then you got to wait it out. Wait it out, let some plays develop. Because now at this point, if we look at everything, if I was you, Daniel, I don't have my scanner set that high either, but if you put in this top 10% gainer, NASDAQ gainer watch list, like that's where it showed up on here when I spotted PIXY right here. So sometimes it will give you. That's true, One Life. But yeah, if you use this top 10% NASDAQ gainer, just have it up too. You can catch plays like PIXY. That's why I keep it up, just in case something else is moving that may be a little bit higher priced. Sava all the way up to $9. How about that? But yeah, I think David Hopper seems to be kind of on the uh, same wavelength that I'm talking about as far as these market conditions. Because you either get in a good spot like I did on SUNW, or you wait the market out for a little while and then get in. But we'll see. That's just kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. It could this theory could all change tomorrow. So, that's as of right now it seems to be the trend. You got the dollar rippers right there in the first 10 minutes if they're going to. And then everything else you just kind of got to wait out. So, good job. Good job, David Hopper, getting in there today. I agree with that. I mean, it's usually better. It's usually better to let chart patterns form, but got somebody else. Are you One Life, man? You hitting up other chats and schooling people? Yeah, I got burnt too on that one. One Life, we both did. I'm trying to. I'm wanting. I was wanting to see the story that the story on One Life here. Yeah, that's right. One Life's out there trash talking other channels. Go get them, One Life. Go tell them. Tell them their descriptions are bad. Make fun of them. I You waiting for a Trump speech? Are you waiting for a real Trump speech, or are you waiting for One Life to give a Trump speech? Oh, okay. I thought you were still talking about One Life. I was like, what? Get One Life on the channel giving a Trump speech? That'd be pretty crazy. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, guys. Here's the thing about the Trump thing and the missiles to Iran. He did not mention to hardly anybody he was going to bomb that general in the first place. So he might be kind of hinting around to it, but you're not going to know. You're not going to know probably if he's going to do it. He's probably not going to tell anybody again. If he does, I'll be very surprised. Like if you're waiting on his thing, he might walk out up to that podium and be like, "It's already done. I already blew him up." Like that. Yeah, exactly, David. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like he didn't give any warning the other time. Like I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at the situation because I don't even want to talk about that whole situation right now. I'm just laughing at the fact that he he didn't tell nobody. Like that's pretty wild. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking, David. Like I think the only people who are going to know is Trump's portfolio investor, whoever his hedge fund or whatever he uses. They probably know. Let's see, has Yuma had any algorithm buying? Actually, don't hold this to me on Yuma, but I want you guys to notice this. Right, right, yeah. I know what you mean, David Hopper. But I want you guys to notice this on Yuma. So pre-market before this rip, a lot of no volume. Then all of a sudden you've got some volume, and then it's gone. And then slow build up with very little volume, and then a lot of volume, and then it's gone. And now we're going this little slow, no volume again, but we're still higher than we were this morning. So you see this level, this level, this level. It's kind of patterny, kind of algo buying looking on Yuma. Let's see what the timing of these volume bars. 8:40. See if there's any coincidence. See, it really started right at 8:37. That's kind of coincidental. Right there when it broke the VWAP was 8:37. So like that 8:37 seems to be the time when we start to get some moves on these stocks. But I don't know. It may be crazy, but this could be some algo buying going on Yuma. Yuma did crack below the 200 day here. Probably because Wafu's making. Oh, we got the old Jeffro frying pan going on. I love one last frying pan pattern. Yeah, look at there. You got your frying pan handle, and then got your frying pan where you're frying up your omelets and all that stuff. It's the old frying pan, the old meth cooking pot. I really want to do a skit and put it out as a commercial just to mess with people. I want to get a full mullet. I want to get a full mullet, and I want to get a crazy bandana and America shirt, and I want to be in that skit. And I'm gonna be the new day trader on the block is Jeffro or something. And I'm gonna be selling my Alabama frying pan pattern. It's the Alabama frying pan pattern right here. You make you enough money, you go out there, you buy your Chevy, throw it on some big old 24 rims, and you just ride around. I'm the Alabama trader. Back at, back when I first started trading stocks, I wasn't buying them with money. I was trading my cousins for shares of apples. That's how we do in the Alabama stock market. I'm originally from Tennessee. I live in Wisconsin now. I'm originally from Tennessee, but being from Tennessee, I have full range to talk as much trash about Alabama as I want to. So we are very big college football rivals, and I don't like Nick Saban, so I have full reign to talk trash about Alabama and the Alabama frying pan trader. Okay, guys? Nice accent, baby. Trust me, I can turn that country accent on. You guys have no idea. Nashville's not bad. Nashville's not too bad. I'm actually I'm actually not from Nashville or Memphis. I'm from the very country mountainy side of the Appalachian Mountains. So from East Tennessee. So I grew up in a not a tiny city. I grew up in Knoxville, which is a smaller city, but still a pretty decent sized city. But you go a little further east than Knoxville, and you start getting up into the Appalachian Mountains. Moonshine, crazy, crazy, crazy hillbillies. A lot of them really good people though, but pretty down home, good food people. Not like Alabama though. No, I don't anymore. I live in Wisconsin. I live around Milwaukee, so I'm in the big city now. Although I don't know, I mean, Milwaukee's not like New York or Miami or anything, but I like Milwaukee. you don't you don't have rednecks in Europe? Most backwoods hillbillies in Tennessee are not crazy people. They're pretty good. Pretty good people. Oh yeah, you got stopped out on SUNW. Yeah, couldn't get back up there. See, did it crack? Yeah, it did crack that 200 on the 1 minute chart. So it couldn't ever get up there on SUNW. Hmm. Are you still in Wafu? One Life? Gypsies? Y'all have gypsies over in Europe? Like like real gypsies? Horrible people? I've gotta I've gotta know. I've got to know why these gypsies are horrible people. Did these gypsies steal your puppy when you were a kid or something? What's going on with the story? I feel like there's so many funny possibilities that could be happening. European gypsies are horrible people. That's funny. I don't know. What did they do to you? What did this gypsies do to you? Oh my God! Did they like tell your future and say your puppy was going to die, and then they stole it a day later? They tried to. Was you outside just eating an ice cream cone, and a gypsy walked by and just smacked it out of your hand? Like what they do? What did they do to you, Daniel? Tell me about these. Uh oh. All right, well, David, you enjoy that. I want to know about lazy criminal parasites. God, wow. I've got to go to Europe now just to find out about these gypsies, man. Like when I think of gypsy, I think of like a fortune teller or something like that. Yeah, let us know about what's going on with Trump. Yeah, when I think of gypsies, I think of like what's that one Disney movie with the Esmeralda or something like that. She's a gypsy. That's what I think. That's what I think of. I don't really think of lazy criminal parasites. That's pretty funny though. Is anybody else in the chat a European gypsy and offended by this? Because if you are, um, I'm not gonna apologize for Daniel B calling you lazy criminal parasites, because I don't know. Maybe you are, but if you are and you're offended, you're a European gypsy. You happen to be a day trader as well, and you're in my chat. Then yeah, maybe not be a lazy criminal parasite. Maybe that's why there's a European gypsy in my chat. They're trying to better their life and not be a lazy criminal parasite. Don't be polite to them. Is it that serious, man? Is it really that serious? These gypsies are that bad? Oh, look here. Wafu's actually starting to come back up. That is hilarious, man. I have a pretty big sense of humor, and I love comedy. So to me, this gypsy talk is hilarious. Like I'm getting a very big kick out of it, because I've never really known a gypsy. Wafu is trying to complete the frying pan, man. Told you the Alabama frying pan, man. Get them big old shindigs up there in the big city. Once you get this Alabama frying pan strategy down, you'll be able to have the biggest Ford and go mudding every day of your life. You won't have to work anymore at the sausage mill killing all the pigs. Just gotta learn this Alabama frying pan strategy, and then you're in there. What'd be really funny is if while I was doing that, like somebody new to the chat came and didn't think I was joking, and they're like, wow, the frying pan strategy. This is, never heard of this one. So let's see. What's going on? They got a license deal. That's always good. So good press release on this. Been a slow climber all day. If it can break 180, you could get moving on this one. VST. Okay. What did I do? Did I put in the wrong stock? What was it? VSTM. Yeah, I did put in the wrong stock. Whoops. Yeah, you're going to have some resistance at $2. Let's see. Where's that gap at? It's a little gap, but you're still going to have resistance at $2. So 180 and $2 is going to both be pretty strong resistance for VSTM. I don't know if it's going to get it or not. Wafu still forming the frying pan, so we're not quite there yet on it. But yeah. All right. Well, it has been a very interesting morning. I'll have the recaps for Monday and today out today. I'll have them both out today. It's going to be one video instead of two separate ones. I think it'll be fine to do one video. And then we'll be back tomorrow on the secondary account. I'm going to try to get a win on it to make up for that loss yesterday. And then we'll be back Friday for the small account challenge. So yeah, that's what's going on. I appreciate everybody joining me today. Congrats to anybody who made a profit. If you didn't, there's always tomorrow. Don't beat yourself up about it. One life. I hope Wafu does something for you today. I hope it either goes up or goes down and hits your stop loss, and that way you can get out of it. Or I hope it rips for you. Something. I hope something happens instead of just going sideways forever. Cause that's annoying. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. Watch out for gypsies if you're going to visit Europe. Apparently, it's a thing and it's a real problem. Gotta watch out. You want to be safe. Watch out for uh, stock trading gurus from Alabama trying to sell you frying pan strategies. Probably not a good idea, but just be safe. I'm worried about you guys. I want you to be safe out there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.